How's it going, dudes? So, my video that I had posted yesterday with about my dad and all this stuff and some funny stuff that we've done. In my next video that I've already recorded, I tell some more stories about him being afraid of snakes and not liking puke. But I wanted to clarify on something that I completely spaced, because I mean, my mom's an unsung hero, and I mean, she did do a lot. She was the one that happened to call the dog pound for when my dogs got taken away, and my dad went and got the boys back, Shiloh and Earl, my two beagles. But when he went and got them back, she called and begged them to let us have them back, and they did. So thank you, Mama. I appreciate that so very much. And, I appreciate Dad going and getting them, too. I'm sorry that I made you feel like you weren't a big part of it, and you were. So I didn't want to do that. And then on top of that, she also called the veterinary office to talk about Blazer for not only his, I don't think the surgery. She's the one that called about getting the surgery for him, though. Like, to see if the insurance would cover it, and they covered some of it, like most of it. I think it was supposed to be a good amount of money, and they cut it like almost a little bit in half, like a little bit, like close to in half, like more along the lines of they paid more. So thank you, Mama. I really appreciate you. I really do. So, but yeah, I mean, there's been plenty of times. Oh, man, they're talking about them saving my ass. I have a phobia of needles. I've always had a phobia of needles. Not a big fan. I don't know how you guys take needles. I mean, you're probably like, get it over with. I don't care. But me, I'm terrified. It could be the littlest prick, and it just freaks me the fuck out. But my phobia got a shit ton worse after the fact of my mom took me in for a flu shot. Well, they told them not to see me until she could be with me because she was getting her flu shot done. Well, they pulled me into a room, and this older nurse lady was being quite shitty with me for being a young kid afraid of needles. She just kept getting really shitty. Like, mean. Like, she literally told me to hold still or it would hurt more, which I understand it does. I mean, I get it. She was doing her job, but at the same time, she was told to wait on my mom, and she was also, yeah, that was basically it, to wait on my mom so I could have her in there so when I got it, she could, distract me. Well, fucking, my mom wasn't in there. She didn't come in there until the woman had hold of my arm so tight that she was holding it so it would stay still, and was holding it so tight that it was cutting off circulation to my arm. Like, my arm was beet red, and I don't know if it was really cutting off, but she had a tight grip on my little tiny arm, and I was screaming bloody murder because she was hurting me, trying to get me to do this fucking shot, and I was already afraid of him, and she's like trying to force me to do it, grabbing hold of me, and my mom just walks through the door, and she goes, "I think we're done here." She's like, "No, I didn't give him his shot yet," and she's like, "No, I don't give a fuck. We're done here. No, I'm going, no." And she come in and fucking basically, she was gonna put a lawsuit on him. But they were like, oh, she was doing her job. Fuck that. I had red marks on my arm from where this bitch was trying to hold me down to take this fucking shot, when all she had to do was wait for just do the instructions of waiting for my mom. On top of that, I'm so afraid of needles. One time when I think I was a senior, dude, it was so bad. I was a senior in high school. I know, pussy, right? You don't even know yet. We went to get my flu shot down wherever. My sister got hers, and then my sister and my dad were both, or my mom and my sister were there, I believe, and they couldn't get me to do the shot. So they sent me down I think it was either the same day or the next day we went to go get it. And it was both my dad, Scott, my dad, Mark, my sister, and a male nurse. It took all 4 of them to hold me down, to stay calm, just to get this fucking flu shot. A thing like that fucking long. I freaked out. I went fucking Hulk on him, dude. I was screaming, fucking veins popping out. I was just going ham, and it just overpowered me. They just overpowered me. Too many big people. My sister's a taller, you know, she's not fat. She's not, you know, husky, but she's a bigger girl, and she was also, she plus my dad, Scott, who is fucking huge. He is tall. He's not fat, but he's tall. He's bulky. He's muscular. And then my dad, Mark, same thing with him. And then this male nurse who just was a male nurse. I can't really tell you much about him. I don't give a fuck about that guy. That sounds mean, but whatever. But yeah, I went Hulk on these motherfuckers at first, and I was getting them off me, but after about 10-15 minutes of fighting, I just finally said fuck it, and they gave me the shot. And it didn't feel like anything. I felt so stupid, but I mean, whatever. It got done. And then, but another thing is there was only one person who could really get me to sit down and get my blood drawn. I mean, the last time I did it by myself. I mean, she was with me, but just spiritually. Like, she really helps. But when I was younger and as I got older, I was still afraid of needles. I'm still afraid of needles. But I went to go get my blood drawn a couple times, and the only person that could get me to calm down was my grandma. And she helped me out a lot. Like, that was a big phobia of mine. And I got my blood drawn twice, 3 times because of her. Because she was able to, she just chilled there, talked to me, and I didn't even know what the fuck was going on. She just distracted me, and she was one of the only people that could do that. I don't know why. It just everybody else, she was the only one. So, thank you, Grandma. I appreciate it. I hope you're having a blast up there. But yeah, no, that's my phobia of needles. Fucking crazy ass shit, man. So, I don't think I have it. Those were the most traumatic ones for me. It was really the blood taking, and then those 2 flu shot incidents. Just, man, I used to freak out when my mom would want to check my sugar once a month, and I would not have it. She's like, oh, she'd be like, oh, it was like maybe once a year. Nah, I felt like once every month because it just came by so quickly. But, yeah. So, alright, guys. Well, that's it for this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends. Maybe they're afraid of needles. Maybe they relate to these stories. Maybe they've had some crazy shit happen to them while during a flu shot. Who knows? Just strike up a conversation with this. So, but as always, guys, take her easy. If she's easy enough, take her twice. Later.